very few people even understand what a fascist is. I mean, people think that fascism is the opposite of communism. It's not. I mean, they're very similar. They're both forms of socialism. But in America, the left tends to think, well, if you're ultra conservative, that somehow that makes you a fascist. That when you want to give too much power to corporations, that's what a conservative wants to do. But it's not. Fascism is really when the government takes equitable ownership of the means of production through taxation and through regulation, and where the government and these large corporations are acting together, which really describes what's happening in the United States, that we really do have a fascist type economy. And in fact, if you take Mussolini's fascism as opposed to Nazism, which had a racist component, which Mussolini did not. If you took a look at Mussolini's fascism and you brought the tenets of that to Capitol Hill, you'd find very few people in Washington that would disagree of anything that those tenets that Mussolini was following. So yes, we do have a lot of fascists running around Washington, but I think calling them socialist is easier because more people understand socialism and they don't really understand fascism. We've got on hold David is calling from Hong Kong. David, good evening.
Yeah, how are you? How are you, sir?
I am well.
I want to talk to you a bit about the Michael Moore. First of all, thank you for the going down to the Occupy Wall Street. I think you represent the 1% very well, and thank you for being the voice of reason. Now, Michael Moore, I think he's completely ignorant. Now, the reason why I say that is because I've reviewed his material. I've seen his documentary, Capitalism: A Love Story. He's anti-capitalism, but he doesn't tell you what system he would prefer. For example, he wouldn't say to you that he wants socialism, and he certainly wouldn't tell you that he's pro-communism. So he's simply anti-capitalism, doesn't have any solutions.
Well, I mean, if he were to design a system, according to what he believes, what would he design? I mean, I'm sure it would be a fascist type system. He wouldn't advocate that the government outright seize everybody's assets, but he would advocate basically a fascism where the government really controlled the economy through high taxes and regulation and a social welfare state, kind of, with the Marxist mentality of from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. I think that, that's really where his philosophy might lie. Then again, it could all be a big ruse. He could just be a great capitalist, and he realized there's a market for this socialist nonsense, this propaganda, and so he's feeding that market by creating a product that he knows there's demand for. For all we know, he's a complete hypocrite, and this is just a marketing scam on his part. I have no idea.
Exactly. I mean, one point is he doesn't tell you what system he wants, and he doesn't give you a solution. I mean, so he's simply anti-capitalism, but he doesn't tell you what he wants, what he's pro. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Well, but when you see him though flat out deny that he's a member of the 1%, I mean, there you've got to question his integrity. He says, "How can I be in the 1%?" What do you mean? I mean, does he not even know what medium income is in this country, or what type of income would qualify you, or what kind of net worth would qualify you to be in that 1%? Because it's not a very high hurdle. And and then when he was asked, well, if you're a millionaire, and he said, no, I'm not a millionaire. I mean, not a million. How can he not be a millionaire? I mean, that's not even having a lot of money. I mean, $1 million. I mean, that's not what it used to be. There's just almost no way that Michael Moore could have a net worth below $1 million. I mean, I bet all of my net worth that's impossible.
Well, I agree with that because I'm an employee and I've got that net worth.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a movie like Fahrenheit 9/11. And the thing is, though, whatever he made on that movie, he's suing his distributor for like $20 or $30 million, claiming that's how much he was shortchanged. So, I mean, he must have made something big to say that he was paid $30 million too little.
Well, Peter, why did he not come on to his show? I mean, why did he refuse your invitation?
Well, would you want to be on my show if you were him? What does Michael Moore have to gain by coming on my show? I mean, I'm going to make him look like a fool, and then I'm going to put it on YouTube. Why the hell would he want to sign up for that?
Well, that just shows, he's just telling lies. I don't think he's been truthful to the American people. I don't think he's been honest. That's not. So, that just shows what type of character he is.
Yeah. Well, the one thing we know for sure, whether he's telling the truth or whether he's lying, the one thing we know for sure, he's making a lot of money, so he is certainly a capitalist in every sense of the word. He has found a niche. He has found a consumer demand, and he has found a product that they want. They're willing to pay their hard-earned money for it, and in the process, Michael Moore has become a very, very rich man and a card-carrying member of the 1%, whether he admits it or not. But anyway, David, thank you for your call.